Hello, everybody. This is Love from Above by your Sibling Spirit Guides. I'm Maureen, and this is my brother.
Hey Maureen, hey everyone, this is Brian.
Hey, Brian, we're so happy to be here. If you can believe this, on this podcast, we share daily channelings we receive from star beings, ascended masters, mythical beings who really exist, and occasionally our ancestors. And today's topic is all about making decisions. Brian, this is a good one because you know how often we really take our time and worry about making a decision, and who doesn't want divine assistance on how to shape our lives, right?
Yeah, absolutely. It's great advice here. So I think I really want to share this one. So I love the topic, d divine advice on making decisions. So I'll start from August 5th of 2025, making decisions in the moment. So it starts out, dear darling one, we wonder as to the ever-present light source within your own physical frame. Darling child, guard this force with the utmost of your capacity. This light force ebbs and flows with your energetic requirements. We provide an example. Say you write on a page, your energy flows to words you describe. Say you touch a piece of fabric, the energy flows into that fabric, enlightening it. That's why it's important to wear what you love, live in places you admire. The energy feeds amongst itself. So let me just stop there. What do you think of that? That's a great little tidbit there on how the energy flows to things you love and fabric you love and places you love. So I think that's something we're sort of aware, but I didn't realize it's that pervasive, I'd say.
Well, we've talked about that in the past podcasts. You found that brilliant thing on Reddit where it talked about the importance of the fabrics and the
Oh
energy of
yeah.
the fabrics. And I will tell you, and then we got the guidance. We got guidance more than one time that, especially women should stop wearing like constrictive clothing. And I would usually wear leggings, like athletic leggings, which are really tight all day long until I exercise later in the day. And Brian, I finally switched that. And let me tell you, I'm so much more comfortable. I'm just wearing very loose, comfortable clothes. And then when I go to exercise, I change into those exercise clothes. But yeah, it feels so much better. Just a little, such a small change, but it really I feel so much more comfortable during the day.
Yeah, that's important. That's important. So they go on to say the stars in your heavenly skies appear as pinpricks of everlasting light. This is because of the arc of the field of your own immense beings. Should you travel outside of your own self, you would recognize the full dimensionality of your heavenly skies. Right now, it's as if you're looking through a tunnel at a narrow portion of the night sky. Consider this as you examine every possibility before you. The tunnel of your vision provides an opportunity to leapfrog into only one specific pathway when many other opportunities exist. This is why it's best to move in the moment outside that narrow channel of your optical illusion. The choices made in the moment with hindsight may not appear to offer the best informed decisions. However, energetically, they are most aligned with your true self. Imagine, if you will, the paper dolls you played with as a child, a singular reflection connected in an endless stream of paper, a paper roll. Each one of these mirrors an opportunity of your own illustrious self. So let me pause again. I think that's really interesting. So we're just seeing we're sort of like, I love that analogy, but it's like looking through a tunnel at the night sky. So, and then the ability to leapfrog into other opportunities may exist in making a decision right in the moment. And that's something that I think a lot of us don't really do that often. I don't know. I guess I try and do, but for bigger decisions, certainly not. What are your thoughts on really making decisions in the moment like that?
Yeah, well, I think I talked about this. This was a big change that I got last year where I got the guidance that, you really, I was told that there was an inverse relationship between controlling and receiving. And so I was trying to let go of like all this planning, planning, planning. And yeah, I mean, still and I keep on getting the message through dreams. Like just so recently something happened in my life that totally collapsed my travel schedule. And I was told that part of the reason why that occurred was because I had become a very different person. So the person who planned that travel, I was no longer that person. So then I couldn't engage in that travel that I had planned. I had to make new plans. Does that make any sense?
Yeah, yeah, it does. So I love it just being sort of in the moment and going with your gut. And we've talked about that in other podcasts too, but I think that's really important. And, I think, yeah, sometimes we belabor things too much and, try and analyze things and before just jump in and, make a decision and do something. So I think that's good advice for all of us. Do you want to continue from there?
Yeah, I just want to say one more thing about that. Alan Watts, the brilliant spiritual leader and philosophical leader. He has a great speech about this that you really, even if you take time to make a really informed decision, you can never, I mean, think about like joining a company. There's never things that you can find out when you're out on the outside looking in. I mean, it's only when you get in there that you discover the nitty-gritty. So even if you try and make the most informed decision possible. It's nothing more than a guess. So he he was like, you're better off to kind of like what this is saying, just to leapfrog forward. So anyway, I'll continue. They said, should you choose to leapfrog forward, you guess as to the ultimate position of your future self. However, should you decide in the moment, this requires less of an opportunity to leapfrog forward and stay within the guardian shell of your existence. We see you do not fully comprehend. We search for analogies. Say you search for your closet for your favorite dress, not the dress you would wear for your wedding or to your funeral, but a dress that is comfortable for you to engage with. That dress depends upon your size and the dimensions of your bodily frame. What was appropriate for you to wear long ago is no longer accessible to your physical frame. In this way, if you chose a dress to wear to your wedding when you were 5, the choice would be different from when the day arrived. Think of your pregnancy, the first time you were pregnant. You couldn't imagine how your body shifts and changes, morphs to accommodate the unborn fetus. Every female is different with regards to their expression of growth for their beloved unborn child. You can't anticipate what you will need. You need to wait for the moment. We provide another example, your stock market. You can't assume what you will purchase 20 years from hence. Those companies may not even exist. They probably don't exist. It is only wise to make those financial decisions in the present moment. See you're gaining acceptance of this current train of thought. We are pleased we have made this connection. Thank you for allowing us to utilize you to channel this information. We respect and honor your light being. Brian, I'll tell you the one that really sticks with me is the stock market. You know, they're right. I mean, companies that existed 20 years ago, or 20 years from hence. Like, you'd be so wise if you would have invested in Apple, like, years ago. But what's one that sticks out for you?
I mean, that I think also the about picking the dress for your wedding when you're 5 years old is, I mean, that's a simple analogy, but I think, you know, it it hits home as far as like, planning way in advance like that, or just planning in advance in general instead of being in the moment doesn't really make sense. So that's it's something we all have to work on then, I guess, right? Just go with your gut in the
Well,
moment.
I think especially those in our family, because I mean, especially me, Brian, I love to plan. I mean, I just love to plan. I love to organize. And so this has been a huge change for me. Huge, huge. And it's still a process that's unfolding, but yeah, I'm grateful for the message. What do you think?
Yeah, I mean, I think I'm probably the same way a little bit, especially for big things like that. I do try and really look at all the different possibilities and instead of just, you know, going with my gut or, make any decision in the moment. So I need to do more of that. I definitely. Um,
Yeah.
so then the next one on decisions came from a while back, April 9th of 2024. Center oneself when making decisions. Dear one, we indeed do wish to call upon your presence at this magnificent time of when a multitude of clearing calls are bellowing upon your planet. People are rising from their sleepwalking and awakening to the true realities of our marvelous realities. We come forth to urge a renewed call to heed the reunification of the planet. We see much hope in the coming days as planetary exploits can accelerate the growth of each individual. This progression is something easily notable when a child takes the first step, learns how to digest solid food, graduates from the ranks of a university job, maintains a relationship so that you see the natural progression. In the same way, established adults can produce the same perfection of an elevated course within the spiritualic nature of the realms of existence. These, of course, are not set patterns which can regulate the opportunities for each individual. For example, right now, there's a plethora of opportunities available for both brother and sister. Each choice is reflected upon their present state of mind. This is why it's important to center oneself when making decisions so that the energy cared for shall be of a grounding nature. We look forward to future interactions with many humans who can reach our higher level of consciousness, which is a bandwidth emanating now throughout your planet. So, what do you think of that? So, it is important to center yourself since and ground yourself before you make it a decision.
Yeah, I mean, I think that's true. So probably the most frequent decisions that I make are travel planning decisions. And I used to do a lot of that like at night. And I got the message like it was like, no, I mean, because at night I'm I'm at my best self in the morning when I'm fresh. I mean, I'm tired. I'm not making I'm not centered. I'm not grounded. I'm not, I'm winding down. That's not the ideal. And so I've kind of learned like, there's different energies in the day and to allow those energies to assist me. So again, I want to make those travel plans in the morning. I don't want to be picking out a hotel or something, late at night. That's just not beneficial. So how does this apply to your life, brother?
Well, yeah, I mean, I think it's same. It's just, I'm always trying to be center too, but yeah, definitely be aware of center yourself when making important decisions. But it goes back to the earlier thing too. When you're in the moment and you're centered and you're you know, a positive place, then things will all flow well for you. But yeah, I think it's just important to be aware of your feelings before you know you make a decision and make sure you're in the right state of mind, obviously. So,
Right.
but yeah, do you want to continue with the next one?
Yeah, so this is another recent one from July 9th of 2025 on perception and connection. We visually encompass and encircle the bodily frame. To envision the proper course in any future, reality requires the adept to train to visually encompass the full circumference of what encircles him or her. How is this done? Do you have eyes in the back of your head? We say that you indeed do. The prickles of fear announce an unwanted intruder. The joyous call of a sibling heralds the announce of a darling loved one. The fluttering of wings or announces the presence of a winged creature. Humans rely on sight. If you see it, you can believe it. We laugh at this phrase, for what you see is your myriad optical illusion. It would be best to engage the totality of your being to register the full onslaught of incoming data. Now you sensed our ultimate presence by this compilation you feel with the rocking sensation. We disturb your being by announcing our presence. We are attuned to that frequency. Our call brings a response. These automatic responses prove worthy of your attention. What else are you automatically envisioning for your perfectly glorious future? Do you see the enraptured heart of your beloved? Do you witness the peaceful days of a joyous nation? Do you encompass the fullness of the glory of your greater glory? Do you see the enraptured heart of your beloved? Do you witness the peaceful days of the nation? It just repeats what it said. Do you encompass the fullness of the glory of your greater glory? So, yeah, brother, what stands out for you with regards to this one?
Well, it's interesting that you know, like we always hear, we we don't really see what's really going on around us. I mean, it's I like how they said they laugh at humans rely on sight. If you see it, you believe it. They said that, you know, it's a optical illusion what we're seeing, sort of like we've talked about, like the Matrix and things like that. So I think this goes back to like the first one. It's like, you know, going in your gut and the feelings that you feel like. I mean, I have talked about this where I get this tingling sensation mostly in the crown of my head when, you know, when I'm in a good spot and or I can feel the energy of others or different things are going on. So I mean, I definitely listen to that and do more of the same that's creating that feeling within me. How do you, I know you have other ways of seeing what's going on in your room at night and things like that, right?
Yeah, and now that we've been channeling for so long, like I can recognize some of these beings. Now, some of them I can't, but some of them that we hear from often, like I can recognize them just from the feeling. And the way that I would describe that is like, say you're at your house and you're on the first floor and you can hear footsteps on the second floor, like, like, okay, that's my son or that's my daughter or that's my wife. I mean, you can recognize. So it's the same sort of thing. And I think we're used to doing that. So we can recognize those footsteps, but we don't really think of that as like an alternate sense. But so yeah, I mean, I can sense like definitely the watchers we hear from a lot. Like I can sense or Thoth. I can definitely sense when Thoth is around. So yeah, and I think it's important to tune into. We're talking about the second topic as being centered and grounded when making a decision, and really tuning into who's around you. I mean, I think that that's important too.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely.
So I'll go on with the closing, which was from July 9th of 2025. Again, perception and connection. We wish to attend to the being known as Brian. Brian, aren't you lucky? We can only do this through your acceptance of chords which engage the beloved brother. These chords which you sense and acknowledge in your formal relationships can be utilized to ascend to another realm. Okay, I gotta stop there. Brian, what the heck are they talking about?
I thought you were going to explain this to me, but I do accept, yeah, I accept their offer, right, to engage these chords which transcend to another realm, but I'm not really sure what's going on, but I'm sure it's in our sleep and you know it's another opportunity for me, which and for both of us. But yeah.
Well, I know that so I always feel this rocking sensation before I'm channeling, and I feel it right now. But what they've told me is that they're literally like refer to them as cords or tentacles, like they're literally wrapping it around us. So I don't know. I'm assuming that they're wrapping their instead of tentacles, they're wrapping the cords around you. But again, brother, aren't you lucky?
Yes, absolutely. Absolutely.
So they go on to say, for who would wish to transverse the ultimate planes without their beloved brother or sister in attendance? We wish for you to close your eyes and imagine the fullness of the Greater One, the glory of the Almighty. This is not a distant dream, but a present action that can bring you into complete fulfillment. Why wait for the future when the joyous news of the Ultimate One can ring through your glorious being? Wow, brother. Did you wake up feeling sparkly that morning?
Yeah, and I mean, I've tried to think about this exact thing. I put it in my notes before I go to sleep with some of the other, prayers and things to try and imagine the fullness of the greater one, the Almighty, and and do exactly what they're saying here. So I'm I'm doing what I think I can. I don't know. I'm doing it right, but I'm trying to do what they say here and make it happen.
Beautiful. I love your suggestion of doing this before bed. I mean, we know that that's such a powerful time. I'm reading another Neville Goddard book, and he talks about, that time before you go to sleep is just, really the golden time for manifestation. So how beautiful that you're using this powerful prayer to pull it forward. That's a great idea, Brian.
Yeah. So anyway, I hope everyone enjoyed, got something out of making decisions, whether it's in the moment or centering yourself, and I, or then the just the connections that are getting from above. So I think hope everyone got something good out of this one, and hope to talk to you next time.
Okay, bye everybody.